While the experts and the big music outlets are trying to control the story, Cole is quietly proving that the old rules—
Who the hell gave this shit a 5.3? That's disrespectful.
On one side, you had the hardcore fans who were calling it his best work since 2014, Forest Hills Drive.
This is a fire record. I like that.
That'll be me.
Fucking time, bro.
But it just goes to show his pen. It just goes to show what he's capable of. This is where J. Cole wants to diss. This is when J. Cole truly feels the type of way, when it's personal, when it's raw. And man, did he unleash on.
But it's actually kind of funny when you look at how the professional music critics reacted to this album.
What's up, Pop? I heard that record that you did that just dropped this for check instead of escalating.
I can't even hear that.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this shit.
I feel like by now he said everything that he wanted to say and needed to say, and we could have closed this album and been off to the race.
I hate this just microwave era. Let me rush and give my feedback. I think I heard that it used to be like 30 days or some shit like that they would take to review an album, because that's how much work used to go into an album. And Cole is one of them, bro. That's how much work goes into this album. So double discs. Like, I just feel like it's a little irresponsible for people to just give their feedback. It's not something that's gonna bop. He's not going for the traditional sound and roll out and trying to find singles. Like, bro, you gotta go through the album. You gotta sit with it for a little bit, you know? All right, so in today's video, we got why the industry is terrified of what J. Cole just did. Video by Distora. So this clearly came across my timeline. Let me go ahead and subscribe to my boy right here. Yeah, man, let's see what this video is about right here, bro. I've been a little conflicted over the last few days, just trying to find what videos to react to. You know what I'm saying? I want to be hip-hop based primarily, but bro, there's just a whole bunch of fucking just garbage out there right now. Just, you know, gossip, nonsense. So wake me up when something exciting happens in hip-hop again. But for the meantime, let's see what this video is about. I watched about 1 minute and 30 seconds of it, and I was liking it so far. So all of my reactions are in real time, you know what I'm saying? So that being said, YouTube is changing everything up. So bro, just a quick like, comment, sub goes a long way to help me build the channel, man. But let's get into this video, all right?
J. Cole just dropped his long-awaited album, The Falloff, and it feels like he's playing a completely different game than the rest of the music industry. A lot of his fans have been waiting for this album for what feels like a decade, but now that it's finally here in 2026, people are talking about more than just the music and the way he's actually moving. See, most artists at his level do exactly what every artist does. They follow a specific script of flashy promos and building hype around their social media just to stay relevant. But Cole basically ignored all of that and started doing things that on paper should have ruined his career, but for some reason, it's having the opposite effect. While the experts and the big music outlets are trying to control the story, Cole is quietly proving that the old rules—
Who the hell gave this shit a 5.3? That's disrespectful.
The opposite effect. While the experts and the big music outlets are trying—
Doesn't even say. That's crazy. 5.3 that's kind of wild.
Control the story, Cole is quietly proving that the old rules don't apply to him anymore. This shows that there is a huge gap right now between that the old experts and the big music outlets are trying to control the story.
The Guardian. What the hell does the Guardian know about rap? 6 consecutive US #1 albums. Damn, consecutive is crazy. Cole references rap greats and even conjures a convo between but the lens rarely strays from himself.
Cole is quietly proving that the old rules don't apply to him anymore. This shows that there is a huge gap right now between what the industry wants him to be and who he actually is. It's creating this weird tension where the people in charge are starting to realize they might not have as much power as they thought. So it's worth looking at how this whole release actually started, because the way he put this album out definitely has more of a deeper meaning to it than what people thought. The way this actually started goes back way further than most people realize. J. Cole had been teasing the name The Falloff for basically 8 years, all the way back to when he dropped KOD in 2018. It became this legendary thing in rap, an album everyone knew was coming, but nobody knew when. Then, on January 14th, 2026, he finally stopped the guessing games and put out this cinematic trailer that officially confirmed the title and set the date for February 6th. It wasn't just a basic announcement though. At the exact same time, he dropped a single called Disc 2 Track 2, which people started calling The Fall Off is Inevitable. That one song changed the whole energy because it hinted that this wasn't just a regular album, but...
What does he mean people started calling it that? That's how that song got named on the album? Because the fans called it that? I didn't know that. That's crazy.
One song changed the whole energy because it hinted that this wasn't just a regular album, but a massive double disc project. As soon as the album dropped though, the internet basically split in two. On one side, you had the hardcore fans who were calling it his best work since 2014, Forest Hills Drive.
This is a fire record.
That'll be me.
Fucking time, bro.
But it just goes to show his pen. It just goes to show what he's capable of. This is where J. Cole wants to diss. This is when J. Cole truly feels the type of way, when it's personal, when it's raw. And man, did he unleash on this.
People were really connecting with the emotional depth of the project, especially with it being a double album that looks at his life at two different stages. For a lot of listeners, it felt like the perfect way to end his career because it was so personal and didn't rely on big radio-friendly hits. But it's actually kind of funny when you look at how the professional music critics reacted to this album.
What's up, Pop? I heard that record that you did that just dropped. This fuck my bitch, but check instead of escalating.
I can't even hear that.
Yeah, I was hoping you can.
Yeah, I saw that take too. I really don't know what that basis was. You know, I don't know why he's not, you know, eligible to speak on that from just a artistry perspective of like what would have had been like if they have, you know what I mean, put aside their differences and it didn't escalate that much. I love that track, honestly. I fucked that track heavy.
Yeah, I don't want to hear I can't listen to it.
I don't want to hear this shit.
I feel like by now he said everything that he wanted to say and needed to say, and we could have closed this album and been off to the races.
You'd think a guy like J. Cole, who's been a staple in the game for over a decade, would get at least some respect for his final project. But instead, big outlets like Pitchfork and The Guardian basically tried to trash it. Some of these ratings were surprisingly low, with Pitchfork giving it a 5.3 and others hovering around that same 5.5 out of 10 mark. They used words like bloated or sleepy and acted like the album was a disappointment before it even had a chance to breathe. It felt like
the right. That's what I was just about to say, bro. It's like even probably before my time, right? Not before my time, but before I was like looking at reviews and stuff like that with hip hop, bro. I feel like the Source magazine and stuff like that. Didn't they do the reviews after like 30 days or some shit like that, bro? Like at least 2 weeks, bro. I hate this just microwave era. Let me rush and give my feedback. Content, now I'm saying content wheel. We have a double disc introspective conceptual album. You can't give a review in 1 to 2 days, you know what I'm saying? Not even a week, you know what I'm talking about? So I just missed that, you know what I mean? Even though I wasn't too much part of that magazine era, you know, but I was still seeing it here and there. I have an idea. You feel me? But I think I heard that it used to be like 30 days or some shit like that they would take to review an album because that's how much work used to go into an album. And Cole is one of them, bro. That's how much work goes into this album. So fucking double discs. Like, I just feel like it's a little irresponsible for people to just give their fucking feedback. It's not something that's going to bop. He's not going for the fucking traditional sound and roll out and trying to find singles. Like, bro, you gotta go through the album. You gotta sit with it for a little bit, you know?
He was trying to give Cole a rotten egg rating just because he didn't follow their usual hype and drama script. But here's the part where the industry starts to look really out of touch. Despite all those mid-reviews and the experts telling us it wasn't that good, the fans completely ignored them. The first week numbers just hit and Cole dominated. He moved over 290,000 units in the first week alone, which is enough to land him straight at the #1 spot on the charts.
Yep. I was a little off. Times have changed. And also, I was just hoping for the best for Cole. Big fan of Cole. My prediction was 375. I think. Yeah, I think my prediction was 375.
The biggest debuts of 2026, and he did it while being dragged by the very people who are supposed to be the gatekeepers of what's good.
Yeah.
When you actually get into the album, you realize The Fall Off is a massive project. It's got 24 tracks in total, which is a lot for 2026, but it's split into 2 halves. The whole vibe is very personal and introspective.
And a good amount of them songs had 3 verses, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Like, or they went on to like other interludes and stuff. So yeah, it is a long album for sure.
An album full of club hits or radio songs. Instead, it feels like Cole is just talking to you. The first half is more aggressive and hungry, reflecting on his life when he was younger and still trying to prove himself. The second half is much more soulful and calm, showing a man who has finally found some peace after all the years of fame. Most of the tracks are deep and full of emotion. For example, there's a song called Safety that's basically built around a voicemail from a friend back home, talking about loss and how life in his hometown has changed. Then you have I Love Her Again, where he treats hip-hop like an old girlfriend he's trying to win back. He even has a track called What If, where he raps from the perspective of Biggie and Tupac, imagining them finally making peace. The way J. Cole handled this rollout is probably the biggest middle finger to the modern music industry we've seen in years.
Yep.
Usually, when a rapper this big drops their final project, you see it everywhere. Massive billboards, expensive release parties in Vegas, and labels forcing every song onto a viral TikTok playlist.
Yeah.
But Cole did the exact opposite. He kicked off what he called the Trunk Sale Tour 26. Instead of staying behind a velvet rope, he was physically pulling up at gas stations and college campuses in places like Greensboro and Atlanta, opening his trunk and selling copies of The Fall Off by hand. It wasn't just a marketing stunt either. He actually brought out his original Honda Civic, the same one he was driving back in 2007 before anyone knew his name.
Damn, I didn't know that was the original. I knew the correlation there, obviously. You know what I mean? Because of the stories he was told about the Civic and all that shit getting pulled over right before when he got the news. I mean, yeah, he was driving it back in the day, but then goes all the way to sideline story and shit when he got the news that he signed a Jay-Z, then he got pulled over and then he went to jail. Some license was fucked up or whatever. But damn, to have the original, that's kind of crazy. That is, that's pretty dope.
Even put a brand new engine in it just to make sure it could handle the trip. There was no massive stage or security team pushing people back. It was just Cole standing by his car, signing CDs, and talking to students like he was a local artist trying to move his first 100 units. He even invited some lucky fans to hop in the passenger seat of the Civic to listen to the new tracks while they drove around. This move is a huge deal because it completely bypasses the way the industry works now. Labels want everything to be digital and automated because it's easier to control, but Cole went back to that hand-to-hand energy of the mixtape era. By selling his music for $1 and looking people in the eye, he proved that his career isn't a byproduct of some corporate algorithm. It's a direct connection with his fans that he's been building for 20 years. While other stars are fighting for billboard space, Cole was at a dining hall at St. John's University, signing autographs and proving that you don't need $1 million budget to have the biggest impact in the world. He went back to the very beginning to show that even at his peak, he never really left the streets. And also, even though everyone is calling The Fall Off his retirement album, it's not exactly the end of the road for Cole. He's been pretty clear that while he's done making J. Cole albums, he's not done with music. In a recent Q&A, he actually said his real passion right now is in producing. He wants to go back to his roots, being behind the boards, making beats, and helping other artists build their own projects. It's kind of a full circle moment because when he first started, he used to call himself Therapist and was obsessed with production before he ever became a superstar rapper. So while he might be stepping away from the mic and the spotlight, he's basically setting himself up to be a permanent fixture in the background of the industry. It's a smart move because it allows him to stay creative and keep making money without the headache of being a celebrity. He's proving that you don't have to be the face of the brand to be the one in control. Cole isn't really retiring, he's just graduating to the next level where he can make the music he loves on his own terms. So while he might be stepping away from the mic and the spotlight, he's basically setting himself up to be a permanent fixture in the background of the industry. He's proving that you don't have to be the face of the brand to be the one in control. Cole isn't really retiring, he's just graduating to the next level where he can make the music he loves on his own terms.
All right, pretty dope video. That's why I just wanted to check that out, see what the hell it's about, man. I don't know how much I would say that it would be changing the industry or that they would be scared. Like, he's that caliber of an artist that could pull some shit like that off. That ain't for everybody, I don't think. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, I hate that everything is the way that it is, just being monetized digitally. And yeah, I feel like the rappers ain't getting their just due, man. I feel like they're not getting paid the right way, which I saw another video about that. I might react to that next. I think I probably will be doing that. Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's dope for Cole. You know, it is weird to see the major outlets pushing this narrative the way they are before giving the album enough time and enough, you know, just to give it that, to sit with it for a little longer before they just try to shit on it, because it doesn't give that instant gratification that we're probably so used to looking for. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how this will go, and if other rappers are gonna follow this formula or this blueprint. But hey, man, listen, if y'all caught a vibe, man, hit a like, comment, subscribe. Till the next time, we out of here, all right?